You're listening to the Health Powered Productivity Podcast by RaderCo. I'm Marcey Rader, founder and chief productivity lead. This podcast aims to give you and your team bite-sized, time-saving, focus-boosting, health-improving tips you can implement right away. The way we work is changing again. And this time, AI and hybrid models will play an even bigger role. So, what's next? What is the best way to stay ahead? I think developing skills that transcend location. Does not matter where you work. And those are communication, time management, and deep work habits. If you can master those, you'll be productive no matter where you are. Welcome to the 4-part series on navigating the return to the office. I had thought that I was going to be done doing the podcast, and with the recent movement by the current administration and big companies like Amazon and JP Morgan Chase, I am back to podcasting to help everyone with this shift for the return. Since the last episode, I have released Reclaim Your Workday, Sustainable Productivity Strategies for the New World of Work. As of today, it was hot new release in 6 categories. It was Amazon bestseller in 2. I am super excited about this book. It is set up into levels of tactical strategies for individuals, managers, and C-suite or business owners. So I'm going to format this series the same way. And today's focus will be on the individual. If you've been working remotely for the last few years, this transition may feel overwhelming. The thought of commuting again, endless in-person meetings now, or worse, hybrid meetings. I think that hybrid meetings are the least effective meetings, and they're very hard to get right. You're worried about office distractions. All of this might make you dread what's ahead. We feel like we have a little bit more control, and maybe we do, over our home distractions, but in the office, we just don't have that control. And, maybe you've even forgotten how to do the hair on the back of your head. I know for 3 years, I rarely did anything to the back of my hair, I feel like. Or you're just used to being dressed up from the chest up. But there is good news. You do not have to lose control of your time, focus, or productivity just because you're back in the office. And for some people, especially our younger Zoomers who maybe never worked in an office, I feel like they missed out on a lot. They missed out on that mentoring that you might get from, having coffee with someone or having lunch, that visibility. I mean, we know studies have showed us that fully remote workers are 30% less likely to get promoted than in office. So it's not totally bad. And today I'm sharing, practical strategies to help you reclaim your workday no matter where you're working from. Returning to the office isn't just about showing up. It's about adjusting to an entirely different way of working. And here are some of the biggest challenges that I believe employees will face. One is distractions and overstimulation. At home, again, you have more control over your environment. Maybe not your dogs and things like that, but you have more control. And in the office, you're dealing with noise, chatty colleagues, back-to-back meetings. You might need to wear headphones all day because you are around so many people and so much noise. And here's the thing with headphones. Some offices don't like when people use headphones because they feel like they are saying, leave me alone. But we have so many meetings, we must wear headphones because for the love of kittens, wear headphones when you are in a meeting. First of all, it's not courteous to the people that you're meeting with because they don't know that people around you can hear them. It's not courteous to the people sitting around you because now they're having to hear your meeting. And, just as an aside, my friend Wendy and I were at dinner at Refectory in Durham a while back, and it's a nice restaurant. We were having a lovely dinner together, and the couple behind us, the entire dinner, the woman was in a Zoom meeting with no headphones. So her poor husband, they never spoke. He just ate his meal listening to her meeting. She ate her meal listening to her meeting. We had to listen to her meeting. I wanted to reach around and grab her phone and throw it across the restaurant. It was so rude. And, just, oh my gosh, for the love of kittens, just please wear headphones when you are in meetings. But now, especially when you are in the office. Hopefully, companies, if they are open office concept, they have phone booths or places where huddle rooms where you can go and be on your meetings. Moving on. Soapbox over, I guess. The commute. So what used to be extra sleep or maybe a morning workout or time to have breakfast with your kids or your family is now replaced by traffic or train rides or longer mornings. And so it may disrupt your day. So you will really have to think about that morning routine again. However, there could be a benefit for some people because I know that one of the complaints when people went remote was that some of them missed their commute time because that's when they would listen to podcasts or listen to audiobooks, or it was their way to transition to work. Because here could be a benefit. When you work remote, you could always be working, right? Your office is right there. But when you are in an office, then maybe you leave your laptop at home and now you're no longer, working again after dinner or, extending just another few more minutes after or at the end of your day. And then next, more meetings, less work. So many companies are already reverting to their old habits and packing schedules with unnecessary meetings that leave little time for deep work. And just remember, meetings are considered the number one least productive thing that we do. Again, loss of flexibility. No more midday walks, or so you think. Maybe you had a habit of walking at lunchtime, and you think you can't do that now because you're in the office. Well, I'm going to call BS on that one. Just start out with that habit, but invite someone with you. Hey, now it's team building, right? Or now it's getting to know your colleagues. But don't start your in-office routine with what, you think is expected of you. Start it with what you want to happen. Start it with that midday walk. You're basically going to train people from the beginning that this is what I do. This is how I work. Loss of flexibility on running errands between calls or during the day. Well, it could be that maybe you do a better job of running your errands. Because for me, if I'm not speaking, there are often times where I don't leave my house for several days except for to walk around my neighborhood or whatever. And I am really lazy at running errands. Like for me to leave my house just to go to the post office or something, I won't do it. I like to batch my errands like I batch my tasks. And so it may be that you do a better job of running errands. Or maybe it means that, you've always been interested in trying Instacart, the pickup, and now you actually will. And also that flexibility of taking a break when you need it. And again, your body and your energy level better than anyone. Take those breaks. Now, going with the visibility concerns. Remote workers are often worried about being overlooked with and there's reason, as I said, the research to back that up. But now that you're back in the office, you might feel pressure to perform instead of focusing on impact. So we at least need to look busy all the time, right? So how do you tackle these head on? Let's talk about some strategies. So first, I like to call them attention anchors. And, consider creating some new focus rituals. Distractions are going to be a major hurdle. I know for me, I am an extrovert, and I could be one of those chatty colleagues if I was around you. And so I have to be really careful about that. But you can reclaim control with some attention anchors. And these are small intentional habits that can ground you during the workday. First, start your morning with a personal work ritual. Maybe that is a 5-minute reflection of what you need to do that day, a priority check-in, or even just a short walk before diving in. Maybe once you have commuted to the office, you just walk for 5 minutes before you ever go in the door. And you want to be careful not to pounce on someone that's just walked in the office. So if you start earlier than somebody else, like maybe you start at 7:30, think about how that would feel if they start work at 8:30 and they walk in and you just pounce on them with all the things that must be done, and I have this question and this and this and this. And so you want to at least give people 10 minutes. But years ago, I worked with Biogen in their patient services, and they come in at different times. They have different shifts. And one thing that we discussed and decided as a group was to give people, I believe we gave 30 minutes before we would go over to their desk. And, as an example, we had some people that worked that didn't start until like 9:30 in the morning, and they covered the later shift. And they felt like they never got a chance to breathe from the moment they walked in the door, because there were some people that had been working for 2 or 3 hours already. And I admit I've been that way with my husband in the past, because I wake up several hours before he does. And so think about, discussing as a team how much time you're going to give. Use noise canceling headphones to block out that office chatter. And you want to invest in comfortable headphones. You're going to be wearing them most of the day if your company is still drowning in meetings. And you may even want to change to something more visible, like red headphones or something that people can really see. Use some kind of visible sign, whether it's a door hanger, or it could even be something hanging on the back of your chair. It could be a whiteboard beside you saying, deep work mode. It could be a hat that you put on. Maybe you have a focus fedora or something like that. Or there's something called a busy box that you can purchase and let people know that you can't be disturbed at that time. You can also, and this is just for you, try the 1-tab rule, and you close everything except what you're actively working on. What? Yeah, it's hard, but you can do it. Also think about your peak versus plummet hours and aligning work with your energy levels. Not all work hours are created equal. Your brain works best at different times of the day, and lean into that as much as you can. Your peak hours are when you're naturally focused, and that's when you want to tackle deep work like strategy, analysis, or writing. I am a morning person, definite morning person, and that is when I do the tasks that I'm most likely to procrastinate on. And then plummet hours are when your energy is low, and that's when you want to batch like admin work or your emails or simple tasks. And be careful about not stealing other people's peak hours by walking around and disturbing them because you need a distraction. So, pro tip, if you know afternoons are rough for you to do deep work, that's when you schedule for your admin tasks. The no meeting blocks. So meetings aren't going away. Some of you may have some control over them, but I encourage you to block 90 minutes a day for uninterrupted deep work. You could propose focus Fridays or no meeting mornings to your team. And I know it's easier if you're not a global company, but in general, we have way too many meetings and too many people are invited. And also push back when a meeting could be an email. Also, you could batch and theme your workdays, and I talk about this quite a bit in Reclaim Your Workday. Switching between different types of tasks drains your energy, and instead batch similar tasks together or assign certain tasks to specific days. Example, Mondays, strategy and planning. Wednesdays, meetings and collaboration. Fridays, deep work and catch-up. These small changes prevent you from feeling scattered. They help you stay more productive, even in an office setting. I have theme days. I coach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Mondays, I focus on marketing. Tuesday, I always do outreach. Wednesday is professional development, so on. So recap, what you can start doing this week. Identify your attention anchors. What small shifts can help you regain focus? 2, map out your peak and plummet hours and then schedule your deep work accordingly. 3, block at least one no meeting window this week to get things done. 4, batch your tasks or test theme days to create structure. Returning to the office doesn't have to mean losing control over your time. You have the power to set guardrails, manage your focus, and create a workday that works for you. And if you're a manager, don't miss next episode where we're going to talk about how leaders can support their teams through the transition without micromanaging or burning people out. Thanks for listening to the Health Powered Productivity Podcast. If you found value, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a boost. Want to reclaim your time and energy? Grab my book, Reclaim Your Workday, at reclaimyourworkday.com. And for more productivity tips and to work with RaderCo, visit helloraderco.com.